This is the Minolta XG7. Pretty nice little camera. Came out in, I think, 77, 78, somewhere around there. Consumer grade SLR. Let's take a little closer look at it here. And for those of you that don't know how to load film, this is how you wind your film back up. Of course, pressing the release here on the bottom as you wind. And then you just lift up, door pops open, take out your old cartridge, take your new cartridge, and as you put it in, you're going to want to pull up on your winder, slip it in, pull your leading edge out, and you put it down inside that slot and wind it. I'm not going to wind this film because it's obviously unexposed. Expired, but we might use it later and see what comes of it. Once you wind it all up, close your door, and then you go to wind it. And then I go to click it. It won't, the shutter won't engage. This particular camera has a self timer at the top, off, on, BC, which is for setting your stops, plus and minus stops when you're set to aperture priority. So you're going to want to either have it on self timer or on to engage the shutter. But the shutter still doesn't engage. Well, the reason for that is batteries are dead, or there's no batteries in it. Has to have batteries. These are a MS76, but if you don't have any MS76 batteries, you can substitute with some AG13s. Install your batteries using a nickel, not a screwdriver, not a dime. It's designed for a nickel. Okay, now we have shutter control. We should have shutter control. Unless it was stuck on self-timer. Let's see. Well, what am I doing wrong here? Should have, it's almost like the batteries didn't get put in right, maybe, huh? I can't imagine. I put the batteries in wrong. So, I'm going to make sure you put the batteries in correctly for starters. Okay, now we should have shutter control. And we do. This is aperture priority. And this little window right here is your ASA, which is the same as ISO. The Minolta here, XG7, will automatically set your shutter speed on aperture priority, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how this one works. And then, of course, if you want to change your ASA, you lift the ring here, being careful not to change your shutter speed, because if you're over here on Oh, how come I can't get it off aperture priority now? Maybe I gotta push that button down. Yeah. So to take it off of aperture priority, you have to push the little silver button over here. You can adjust your shutter speed to whatever you want then. And if you're adjusting your ISO, your ASA, you lift the ring and turn it. But you got to be careful on this camera because trying to adjust this can also change your shutter speed. So, and then going over here to self timer, set it on self timer, wind it, gauge your shutter. Not sure how long that is, if that's 6 seconds or 10 seconds. I haven't timed it. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the lens release button here, counterclockwise for your lens off. Where you'll see the viewing prism at the top, the mirror here, and for those of you that don't know, the mirror is just to reflect the image from the lens into the viewfinder. When you take a photo, let's switch back over here to on. The mirror will flip up out of the way. The mirror flips up out of the way, exposes the film behind the shutter curtain, behind the mirror, behind the shutter curtain. On Minolta has a red dot on the lens, red dot on the camera. Line those up clockwise, and you're back in business. If you're set on off, you cannot accidentally engage the shutter and accidentally take a picture and waste your film.
What? When we were running, I shot the ground. I only have one shot left. One shot!
But if you pick your camera up and go to shoot, and you're trying to get a picture quick, you might miss it. You got to remember to turn this on. But yeah, pretty slick little unit. It's a nice consumer grade entry-level camera. You can pick them up from 10 to, well, fully serviced ones, they're wanting a lot more money than they're worth in my opinion. I've seen them as high as 500 with a lens package, fully serviced. But on average, they're going for around $50, you know, and that is a nice price point to get into film photography. Now, that's my cue to get out of here. I got kitties wanting out.